All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Mark Nelson, Daryl Klotz on the front row. DJ the Iceman Kenner and Jerry Bergeron on the second row. Jared Swaim, Rod Podgeter on the third row. Gil Guanc and Gerald Thanos Poole on the fourth row. Ryan Warp and Jeff Oakes round out your top 10. Derek Schilling starts in 11th next to Kevin Bruner in 12th. Warren Moore in 13th. John Saunders in 14th. Tim St. Jean in 15th. Mike Burgess starts in 16th. And Larry Tittle rounds out the 17-car field here at Charlotte. Hey, good evening, Frank. I know who he's cheering for. Frank is cheering on the number 9 Navy Joe coffee car. All the drivers rolling off the front straightaway to get stacked up and ready to go. Hey, good evening, Jason. How are you? And just a heads up, folks, I have Navy Joe coffee before every broadcast. That's what keeps us going. We even have our merch store. We've got a t-shirt that says HTSAI powered by Navy Joe coffee. Had a great race last night at Daytona. It's time to have another awesome race here at Charlotte. Pace car is in. And here we go. Green flag is in the air. They are down and away at Charlotte. Race 5 of the playoffs. Everybody stacked up side by side except Mark Nelson, who managed to get broke away very quickly. Oh, a lot of cars getting that out. We've got a wreck on the back straight. Caution is out. Lap 1. Folks, this has never happened before. In home motorsports competition, a lap 1 wreck. Ryan Warp has towed to pit road. Let's see what happened. Oh, did Warp get a bad bump? Oh, holy cow. Looking down from the blimp. Oh! Looked like Podgeter gave a bad bump to, I believe, John Saunders. No, Saunders back behind just gets caught up in the mayhem. A lot of cars banged up in this one. Gil Guanc, Rod Podgeter, John Saunders, Jeff Oakes, Warren Moore, all to pit road. Remember, folks, these drivers do not have a fast repair. So any damage they got, they have to have fixed by the team. A lot of banged up cars, and it looks like Ryan Warp's car may be done for. That engine is letting go. And sun up in the sky, very, very bright here tonight at Charlotte. We may see it set and end up under the lights before this one's all said and done. It is just after 8 at the race, so we could see this race end under the lights. Folks, don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. Don't forget, we are giving away 2 new iRacing memberships and an Arkansas DLC for American Truck Sim Monday night. You can find the information on our Facebook. As part of our 2024 MS Society fundraiser, any help there is appreciated. Lights are out. Everybody is stacked up. Still 13 cars on the lead lap. Warren Moore at the back banged up. Looks like Podgeter also banged up back there. Pace car is in. Mark Nelson in control. Green flag back in the air. Folks, that was a historic moment. That is the first time in home motorsports racing that we have seen a lap 1 caution. Looked like Daryl Klotz may have kissed the wall out of 2. Almost had another problem. Gerald Poole takes advantage. He is now up into 4th. Home Motorsports is known for being the cleanest league on iRacing. In some cases, in some seasons, these guys have averaged less than 1 incident point per race. Some of the drivers have averaged less than an incident point over the course of an entire season. Tim St. Jean now up 9 spots into 6. He is on the march. Mike Burgess up 8 spots into 8th. Between them, Derek Schilling up 4 spots into 7th. A lot of guys already on the move here in the early going. Jared Swaim, who's second in points, just set the fastest lap so far as he closes in on second place, Jerry Bergeron. Mark Nelson still out front, has led every lap so far. Swaim starting to look under Bergeron as they battle. Gerald Poole closing in little by little. Daryl Klotz has a bumper full of Tim St. Jean. Remember, a couple laps ago, Klotz kissed the wall. Any amount of aero damage at a track like Charlotte could be fatal. Kevin Bruner, who caught a piece of that lap 1 incident, has some damage, but is now up into 9th place. Oh! One of the drivers just went through the grass. Rod Podgeter in trouble. Bruner in trouble. Caution is out. Lap 10. There's Rod Podgeter. He had to come to pit road. Didn't have any problems there. Kevin Bruner and the Iceman side by side. DJ comes up. They get together. Looking down from the blimp, looks like DJ just barely pushed up. Close call for the drivers back behind. And it looks like most of the field is coming in. Tim St. Jean stays out. Mike Burgess stays out. Rod Podgeter staying out as well. Do believe he will get the lucky dog, be back on the lead lap. Don't forget, if you decide to order coffee from Navy Joe Coffee Company, you will not regret it, but use coupon code Navy Joe and save 10%. Tim St. Jean and Mike Burgess stayed out. Rod Podgeter has not been waved around. He may be coming to pit road after pit stops. Mark Nelson now in 3rd. Jerry Bergeron in 4th. Gerald Poole back into 5th. Looks like several drivers did take an extended stop, trying to get some repairs. Jeff Oakes, Kevin Bruner rolling out just ahead of the pace car. Tim St. Jean and Mike Burgess both stayed out. They will be on 10-lap old tires. Charlotte is not as bad on tires as tracks like Rockingham and Darlington, but it does wear the tires. Those 10-lap older tires could be a problem. Kevin Bruner got caught up in that incident again. You see DJ Kenner has some front end damage now as well. Looks like Jeff Oakes got most of his damage fixed. Warren Moore has gotten quite a bit of his fix as well. Bruner and Oakes coming back in. Lights are out on the pace car. Bruner and Oakes have got to get out of pit road quickly. Everybody stacked back up side by side. Everybody has been to pit road except for the top two, Tim St. Jean and Mike Burgess. Tim St. Jean in control on the restart. Pace car is in. Here they come. Barney gets ready and green flag back in the air. St. Jean shoots it off into turn one. Mike Burgess trying to stay with them. Mark Nelson, fresh tires on the bottom and attacking. Jarrett Swain came off pit road back in 10th place. He is already on the move up to 8th, setting his sights on Derek Schilling in 7th. And caution is back out. Warren Moore and DJ Kidder involved. DJ has gone to pit road. Let's see what happened. There's the Iceman through 3 and 4. Warren had a problem up ahead. DJ had nowhere to go. Warren Moore just got loose in the middle of 3 and 4. The drivers did say the car's extremely loose the first 5 laps. A heartbreak for the Iceman. And a rough night for Warren. Tim St. Jean and Mike Burgess have both gone to pit road. Rod Potgieter now getting waved around. He will get one of his laps back. This is an extremely unusual night for home motorsports. We have seen very few races that had more than one caution. We've had entire seasons with only one caution. Kevin Bruner did say before the race they would have their hands full here tonight. Excellent chrono, and thank you guys for the raid. With the wave around, Potgieter back on the lead lap. Warren Morris still on pit road. DJ also still on pit road. Mark Nelson still out front. Chrono, how are you doing, buddy? Well, the number one car currently sitting in second. Should be getting one to green. Everybody's going to stack back up. Tim St. Jean, Mike Burgess, Kevin Brenner, Jeff Oakes, all stopped on pit road. Potgieter now back with the pack, is on pit road. He got 4 tires, fuel, and some repairs. As Jeff Oakes drops back to pit road. Looks like Jeff still has a little bit of damage. He is trying to get squared away. Lights are out on the pace car as we get ready to go back green flag racing. Everybody stacking back up, still 11 cars on the lead lap. Rod Potgieter getting one of his laps back. That'll leave him 1 lap down. Definitely a rough start for a lot of drivers here tonight. But it does give us the opportunity, folks. We can get a little bit loud here at Charlotte. Once the green flag flies, I'm going to shut up, let you guys crank it up, and listen to all this horsepower. Here we go. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air. Crank it up, everybody. Jerry Bergeron on the restart, got to the inside on Mark Nelson. Couldn't get it done yet, but Gerald Thanos Poole now up into third, having to compete with Derek Schilling and Jared Swaim right behind. Jeff Oakes went back to pit road again. That is unexpected. Warren Moore is on his way back out. Derek Schilling gets the run underneath Gerald. Jared Swain going to try and take advantage. Darrell Klotz and Tim St. Jean closing up as well. Gerald Poole dropping back into fifth. Managed to keep Darrell Klotz back behind him for the moment. Jeff Oates coming back off pit road. Derek Schilling in third. Now starting to close in on Jerry Bergeron. Mark Nelson out front has a half-second lead. Hey, good evening, Russell. How are you, buddy? Jared Swain came in tonight second in points. He closed the gap on Mark after last week. He is trying like heck, like crazy. Looking underneath Derek Schilling for third. Darrell Klotz back in sixth. Now has St. Jean on his bumper. Remember, Tim St. Jean and Mike Burgess both have fresher tires, as does Kevin Bruner. But Bruner still appears to have some damage. Larry Tittle has also kept that car going and has made his way into the top 10. Hey, good evening, Onyx. How are you, buddy? Jared Swain completes the pass. He has taken third place. Now sets his sights on Jerry Bergeron in second. Doing great, bud. This has definitely been the most interesting start to the home motorsports race we have ever seen. 3 cautions in the first 15 laps. And several of the top contenders back behind with damage. Tim St. Jean, no damage and fresh tires, looks underneath Darrell Klotz for 6th place. He has to be careful off into 1 and 2 not to push up. We've seen that cause problems already tonight, but those fresh tires, he sends it deeper into the turn and takes the position. Derek Schilling still sitting in 4th, trying to close back up on Jared Swain. And as we mentioned in pre-race, you'll note that the nose of these cars is sitting awfully high on the straightaway. As Swain looks underneath Bergeron for 2nd. It appears that iRacing has changed the setups. The cars have a much higher ride height, and the rear suspension is a lot softer. These cars are practically squatting under power. As they battle for 2nd, Jared Swain looks like he may clear out of Swain into the wall. Bergeron able to get down and clear it. Derek Schilling in the middle there, 3 wide and 3. Schilling wisely backs out of it, and Swain gathers some momentum. He is fighting back. But now Derek Schilling, Gerald Poole are both there along with Tim St. Jean. Darrell Klotz is closed up as well. Hey, good evening, David. While this chaos and battle are going on, points leader the Mark Nelson has pulled out to an almost 3-second lead. Things definitely got a little bit crazy there for a minute. Let's see if we can take another look at the incident. Whoa, Gerald gets low on the front stretch. Thanos clipping the grass. There's the move by Swaim. Underneath Schilling as they head off into 1 and 2. Just barely clears him coming out of turn 2. Schilling able to fight back, put the nose in there. They were side by side through 3 and 4. Schilling not giving it up, but finally Swaim manages to clear him on the front straightaway. Then a few moments later, Jared Swaim looks underneath Bergeron. Whoa, it got close off of turn 4. Jared sends it deep into 1 and 2. Starts to let the car drift up out of turn 2, and it looks like he clipped the nose of Bergeron and smacks the wall. Derek Schilling shoots up the middle. They go 3 wide, but everybody survives. And they are back at it again, but with one driver missing. Jared Swaim apparently took some significant damage. He is dropped back into 7th after that hit into the wall. Meanwhile, Derek Schilling, whoa, they get close. Out of turn 2, it's a drag race down the back. Jerry Bergeron able to drive a little bit deeper on the high side, but Schilling gets the momentum, and he is going to take the position. Meanwhile, Gerald Poole right behind as Rod Podgeter coming back off pit road. Thanos underneath looking for 3rd. Thanos has a similar paint Navy Joe Coffee paint scheme on all of his cars now, and since switching to that new paint, he's having a lot of good luck here recently. Tim St. Jean still holding on for 4. Darrell Klotz and Jerry Bergeron battling. Currently 5th place. Tim St. Jean currently sits in 4th, having stopped on this lap 17 caution. Most of the top 10 stopped on lap 12. That 5 fresher lap tires are definitely coming into play for Tim. And the Mark Nelson loves knowing they are battling back behind Just past the halfway point, he has a 5.3 second lead over Gerald Thanos Poole. Thanos pulls the nose ahead and clears into second place, Schilling on his bumper, but Tim St. Jean has the fresher tires and is now looking for third. Ryan, kind of a heartbreaking night for you tonight, buddy, but I think you're right. I think Paulo is right. A good paint scheme is always worth a few tenths of a second. That battle is still raging for second place. Gerald, Derek Schilling, Tim St. Jean, Daryl Klotz, all right there together. Jerry Bergeron and Mike Burgess not far behind. And Tim using those fresher tires, he is back underneath Derek Schilling. And it looks like Tim may clear. No, he doesn't. Schilling uses the momentum off the high line. Pulls back even on the back straightaway. Meanwhile, Gerald Poole, now that Tim St. Jean has moved into third, Gerald Poole pulled out to just over half a second. Folks, don't forget, shortly after tonight's race, the HTSAI Community Convoy is back. If you guys are trucking on ATS, everybody is welcome to join. The Unicorn will keep you folks entertained for the rest of the evening. Plus, I mean, have you seen her smile? That alone keeps me entertained for hours. Daryl Klotz starting to make some moves. Klotz looking underneath Schilling. Don't forget, Sunday morning, 11 Eastern, GT3 NSS is back on track. The new season begins. Sunday night, BRR Cup Series, followed by the SMR Gen 4 Series. Here we go! Pit stops are underway. Gerald Poole is in. Jared Swaim has come in. I'm surprised to see Gerald in this early. This has to be a strategy move, but here comes Mark Nelson. The leader is on pit road. Tim St. Jean does have an extra 5 laps of fuel. Daryl Klotz is in. Derek Schilling, Jerry Bergeron. All of them coming in. Larry Tittle is in. Larry hanging out back there, managed to stay out of the majority of the chaos, got to the top 10 and has started making his way forward. Gerald Poole on his way back out. Jared Swaim right behind. Tim St. Jean and Mike Burgess are coming in. Kevin Bruner as well. Surprised they are not trying to stretch that fuel run a little bit further. Mark Nelson looking underneath Potgieter, putting Rod another lap down after he had just recovered. Tim St. Jean and Mike Burgess on their way out now. "28 laps to go here at Charlotte." Kevin Bruner back out on track. Warren Moore still on pit road. Looks like he is getting some additional repairs. He is now out. And Warren Moore will complete the cycle of stops. Kevin Bruner currently in 10th, just ahead of the leader, trying to hold on to the lead lap. And after pit stops, Mark Nelson is back in the lead. Darrell Klotz, who we saw working his way forward right before the pit stops, is now up into second. Jared Swaim has recovered a lot of ground in third, but Thanos looking underneath. Gerald Thanos Poole clears into third. Jared Swaim now in fourth. Derek Schilling lurking just over a second behind. He is gaining. Jerry Bergeron in sixth. Tim St. Jean in seventh. Mike Burgess in eighth. Larry Tittle now in the ninth. Kevin Bruner in 10th. Jeff Oakes is back on pit road in 11th. Darrell Klotz currently sits 5.8 seconds behind the leader. Hey, good evening, Steven. It was good to be back, buddy. I will definitely see you again next Tuesday night for Bristol. Yes, folks, you heard it here first. Next Tuesday, I will be back in the booth for XCal competition at Bristol. Mark Nelson's lead now 5.9 seconds over Klotz. Gerald Poole in third is closing in on Darrell rapidly and pulling away a little bit from Derek Schilling in fourth. Jerry Bergeron in fifth and Jared Swaim in sixth, trying to close in. It looks like Swaim, when he hit the wall out of turn two, I do believe he has taken some significant damage underneath that car that is slowing him down. Remember, early in the race, before that, he was charging his way forward. Tim St. Jean currently running in 7th, Mike Burgess in 8th, Larry Tittle back in 9th, Kevin Bruner currently in 10th. Rod Potgieter still in the fight in 11th place. Jeff Oakes in 12th now, trying to close back in on Potgieter. Warren Moore back in 13th, trying to move forward. 4 drivers out early: DJ Kenner, Gil Guak, John Saunders, and Ryan Warp. Gerald Poole is closing in on Klotz, but Derek Schilling and Jerry Bergeron have found some more speed. They are getting closer. Kevin Bruner back in 10th. We saw him lose a lap a moment ago. Larry Tittle back there in 9th as Mark Nelson closing the gap as well. Warren Moore a couple laps down, goes to the high side to let the leader by. Mike Burgess now looking underneath Jared Swain for 7th place. Swain had such a fast car early on, but just one hit into the wall has set him back, and that is going to hurt in the points. He gained quite a few points after last week. Was only 19 points behind Mark Nelson, but now he is going to lose a lot of the ground he gained. Derek Schilling has gotten past Gerald Poole to take 3rd. Jerry Bergeron right on Thanos' bumper. And speaking of the bumper, you ever wonder what it's like to ride on the nose of one of these cars? Well, let's dial up Jerry Bergeron's nose cam. Down across the start-finish line, looking at the back bumper of Gerald Poole as he goes off into 1 and 2. Pulls it down mid-turn, gets the run, out of turn 2, closes up, shoots to the bottom as they head off for turn 3. Through 3 and 4, really close. And back down the front straightaway. Jerry has the car up underneath, and it looks like he is going to clear Bergeron now to 4th. We talked a little bit about the tire wear earlier on. Our leader, Mark Nelson's fastest lap was a 30.82. Last time by, 32.05. So about 1 1/4 seconds. It lost in about 17 laps. It's not as bad as what we see at Darlington or Rockingham, but it's still, this track is hard on the tires. Gerald Poole now back to 5th. Jerry Bergeron in 4th, sets his sights on Schilling in 3rd. Tim St. Jean back in 6th, is closing in, but he is 2 1/4 seconds back. Mike Burgess right behind him in 7th. Jared Swaim at the moment holds on to 8th. Larry Tittle back in 9th is closing in. Last time by, Tittle was over half a second faster than Swaim. And Mark Nelson has 10 laps to go. Mark Nelson only has one win this season in the playoffs. Tonight could be his second win of the playoffs. He'll pick up the bonus points for leading a lap and for leading the most laps here tonight as well. Darrell Klotz in second, has a nice gap on Jerry Bergeron in third. He is 3.3 seconds ahead. Jerry Bergeron, Derek Schilling, Gerald Poole all still right together. This may come down to the final laps and who has saved their tires the best. But from the look of it, it is Jerry who just took third from Schilling. Tim St. Jean is going to come into play as well. He is now less than a second behind Gerald Poole, and Mike Burgess still with him. Mark Nelson coming through 3 and 4. Hey, good evening, Paulo. Five laps to go for the Mark Nelson. Darrell Klotz now 8.3 seconds back in second place. Mark Nelson has just walked away from the field here tonight. How's it going, Paulo? Ain't seen you around in a while. Gerald Poole has caught Derek Schilling and is looking for the position, but Tim St. Jean and Mike Burgess are almost there. Three laps to go for Mark Nelson. Jerry Bergeron, Derek Schilling, and Gerald Poole all still together, but now Tim St. Jean in the picture. Does he have enough time, though, to close up and make a move? 2 laps to go. Lap traffic ahead for the leader as Gerald looks under and St. Jean closes rapidly Whoa, a close call for Gerald. He slides up the track. And out of turn 4, Mark sees the white flag fly one more time around. Unlikely Mark will try and do anything with those lap cars. He's got a 9-second lead over Klotz. Into 3 and 4, another race and another dominant performance out of turn 4. Mark Nelson will pull off the win at Charlotte. Daryl Klotz coming home in second. Bergeron holds on for third. And a close battle, but St. Jean did not have enough to make the top 5. Paulo, you definitely need to go racing again, buddy. And let's see if we can talk to a few of our top 3, starting with Jerry Bergeron. Jerry, that was one heck of a run tonight, and you obviously saved a bit of tires because you were charging in the second half of that run.
Yeah, I was. I did save some tires by moving up high, so I went good moving up high, saved me tires.
Well, it definitely worked. You had a ton of speed, and honestly, more time, you might have been able to run Mark down the lap times you were running.
Oh, yeah, a good 10 seconds ahead. Maybe it took a good 20, 30 laps to get Mark because he's very fast on all the tracks.
Well, buddy, great job. Another podium. Congratulations.
All right, thanks a lot. See you next week.
Jerry Bergeron comes home in third. Daryl Klotz is not available, but our winner is Mark. Another race and another dominant performance definitely makes up for having to miss last week.
Yeah, Doug, this is almost as special as Bristol, even more so. I think you've broadcasted 6 races that I've run in here, and I've finished second or third in 5 of them, and this is probably my favorite track and my strongest track. So being able to win here is like super special, Doug. And after 2 weeks ago when I just screwed up at Kansas, man, it's easy being mad at somebody for messing up your race, but when you have to live with yourself every single hour, every single day after a screw up like that, it's brutal.
Well, it definitely hurts, but you definitely turned it around here tonight, and man, your championship run is getting better and better every single race.
Yeah, this is important because I wanted to give a little bit of a breathing room again. Like I said 2 weeks ago, I kind of lost some, so anything that I can do to make those last few weeks a little less stressful is a good thing.
Well, you definitely helped that, and now you can go relax and do some trucking. Great job tonight, buddy.
I can't wait. Thanks, Doug.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget, come back here in just a few moments. The Unicorn will be leading the convoy. If you play ATS, you're welcome to join. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope you guys had as much fun as we did. Have a great night, everybody.